day. From Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals taking on Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Takes it at the 7. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And the Chargers set to go on offense for the first time, and they are led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2020. Now in his second season out of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Ooh, the juke. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to. That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Time to see the Bengals offense go to work, and leading them out, the #1 overall pick in the 2020 draft, Joe Burrow, now in his second season out of LSU.
And we both know it's a league where they seemingly throw the ball in just about every play. But watching him perform last week where he threw 3 touchdown passes still caught my eye in a big way.
Still kind of the gold standard, 3 touchdown passes, isn't it? And for his efforts last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I can't wait to see what he does this week.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. The numbers for Pirine in last week's game: 20 carries, 53 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Now it's Burrow. And he'll go underneath here to Evans. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Pirine. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He finds his man, complete. That's Morgan. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Just to pick up a 3, but that is indeed enough. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. Burrow looking to pass. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll run it here with Pirine. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. Touchdown, Bengals. T. Higgins, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Herbert now. And complete right side to Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Herbert hooking up with Cook for an LA first. Running on first down, Eckler. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. On second down and 4. Herbert. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Here's Herbert. And Cook has it left side. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Ty Long now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. And they are back to 500 on the year. Got the win last weekend. And it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Burrow will throw. Finding some room at midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Over the middle, complete to Tate. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 2nd down, Evans looking for space. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 3rd and 1, Burrow. And this is caught by Evans. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Able to find Higgins. 7 yards, the pickup there. Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow. And that one complete once again to Higgins. Touchdown! T. Higgins in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. And the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. And the Bengal offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. Here we go. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now they go play action now. Burrow. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Pirine. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Third and 2, now Burrow. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 13-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Well, again, plenty of time to sit in the pocket and deliver the football, while the offensive linemen, they may be nameless and faceless to a lot of people. They certainly aren't to their teammates who are the skill position guys. They appreciate the heck out of them, and they're capitalizing.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Here's Higgins out on the right side. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. And Burrow going to throw again. Escapes the sack. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Linval Joseph in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to have to put a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
McPherson's kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And brought in by the tight end Cook. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. On the give, this is Eckler. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's Herbert. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. B.J. Hill busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Second and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Herbert wide open. It's Allen, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 31-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Second and 11. Back to throw. Herbert. Got a man open. That's Harry. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 17-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Herbert operating from the red zone. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down. They'll look to throw again. His throw incomplete. The Chargers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. 4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. Got his man. That's Harry. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Looking to throw. Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage. Again, the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Chargers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. The 4th quarter touchdown there, back to a 2-score game, but time is not their ally.
No, it's not, partner. They still have a pulse, but it's probably a little weak right now. A lot of things have to go right in these final 2 minutes plus for them. I think they have to be thinking onside kick here, and we know how difficult those are to recover.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's 17-7. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. Well, 4th quarter, it felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. They'll run again with Pirine. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Complete to his tight end Sample. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a carry for Pirine. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Pirine again on 2nd down. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. It's a gain of 4, and that should just about seal the deal.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Burrow down to a knee, and that should be the final act of this one. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Bengals, the win form is number 6 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.